Hello, Floss Tube. It is Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is Wednesday, November 11th. Barely. It's like 2 in the morning, so I'm doing another middle of the night update. But anyways, it's Veterans Day in America. I don't know if it's Veterans Day in any other countries, but it's Veterans Day in America. So I'd like to take a moment and thank all of the veterans or people who have served in the armed forces or are currently serving even. Thank you so much for your service to our country. My husband's a veteran. My grandfather's a veteran. My dad is a veteran of the South African Army. I don't know if that counts. But, I don't know if you can hear that. My husband's playing with the dogs. But my brother-in-law is currently in the Navy. So, thank you, everyone who has served, for serving. I am doing an update because on Monday, my mom messaged me. I don't know if I mentioned this, but she had emergency gallbladder surgery, and because of some scarring, there were complications during the surgery, and she was up with my sister in Washington State because my sister just moved there. Her husband is stationed there, but it was a change of stations from the Fresno area. And so my mom was up there kind of like seeing where my sister's new house and all that kind of stuff. And that's when she started to get in some serious pain, and they kept going to emergency. And anyways, so my mom had to have emergency gallbladder surgery. And this was in the beginning of October. Or, no, it was the end of September because it happened on my sister's birthday. And my sister's birthday is September 30th. So my mom has been recovering this whole time in Washington State, and she was only just cleared for travel again. And my mom and dad live in Singapore, and their visas were up for renewal now, and like a month or two ago. And my dad's got renewed, but my mom, oh my gosh, it is so hard to talk while he is being so loud. Anyways, my dad's visa got renewed, but because my mom is a dependent, her renewal depends on his, and for some, well, probably because of COVID, hers and my sister's has not been renewed. So my mom can't go back to Singapore, and they don't know when it's going to get renewed, and she's going to be okay for because then it also has to go through another department in Singapore to okay her for travel into the country. So it's completely in limbo when she's going home, which really sucks for her. But she texted me on Monday and said she's now cleared for travel, and she found a flight, and can she come on Friday? And I was like, of course, yeah. So I'm so excited because my mom is coming again for a visit. That also meant that the wreck that my craft room has turned into needed to be cleaned, and it has a little bit been cleaned in preparation for this video. But also the next couple of days I needed to do more cleaning in the house, get everything ready, wash bedding, and vacuum, and just all those kind of things, just to make it a little bit more presentable. But anyways, so this was my chance to film this, and also I'm like a week and a half late for Secret Santa that I was supposed to have mailed out, but I only finished the cross-stitching tonight, and I'm hoping to maybe be able to get it in the mail tomorrow. Although I don't think I'll be able to because I have to like sew it into an ornament and do another couple things. And to make up for it being so late, I've kind of created an advent calendar for my Secret Santa recipient. I I found a couple different candies, and then I have a needle minder and some needles, and a pattern I accidentally bought a duplicate of. It's over there. I crocheted some face scrubs and a washcloth, and I'll be showing those shortly. And then I also have a piece of fabric, and a fancy floss, a silk, and then I picked, so I have 12 items like that, and then I picked 12 teas for my tea stash. I think looking through my tea stash, it is entirely possible I have 50 to 100 different kinds of teas. Some of them are only just like a couple tea bags of the flavor, but clearly I collect teas. So I picked out 12 different single tea bags. So if she wants, she can have it as a 12-day advent, or she can space the tea every other day in between and make it a full 24-day advent. But I thought that that could be fun. And I need to either wrap those, I'm not going to wrap the individual tea bags. I will just have that in one little bag. But I need to either wrap the presents, or I was thinking of sewing some really quick little gift bags and using ribbon to tie it around. I am thinking about doing that. I found a tutorial that's like detailed. It's detailed, but I don't think that I'm gonna go that far. I think I'm just gonna kind of take a basic measurement for that item and then double it so that it will be like a sandwich. Sew the tops down so the top is not like just raw fabric edges, and then sew up the sides. And then use some ribbon. I think I have ribbon here. Oh yeah, I have some ribbons here. So just some like green and red ribbon to tie them. And I think that could be fun and a nice little Christmas gift for my recipient. And they did give us a price that we were supposed to stick to, but honestly I pulled like everything from stash. Even the piece I stitched I pulled from stash. And so aside from needing to buy a mailing envelope and postage, I don't really feel like I really broke the budget, because it's all pulled from things that I already had. So like for example, the needle minder is a Lord of the Rings one that I already had, and I have quite a few to Lord of the Rings ones, and since this is for a Lord of the Rings group, I picked one. And then I've discovered that petite, John James Petites are not for me. I end up poking myself a lot more with them, and so I'm passing on like a little baggie of them. And they're all things I had. So again, it's maybe going more than I should have per the rules, whatever. And it is what it is. It's what I'm gonna do. So I'm hoping to possibly be able to get that in the mail Thursday, Friday. I don't know. We sold my car, so it depends on when my husband can take me to the post office. So, yeah. Well, that was a long intro. Didn't mean to go so long. But, so getting into that, I will give other life updates towards the end, including some plans and some things I've received in the mail. But let's start with the ornament that I finished stitching. And I finished this tonight, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much more than I thought I would. Like to the degree that I want to stitch it again for myself. Including, I think that this pattern is is good for Ada. Because of the little back stitches, I just think it suits Ada. And I love how this turned out. I picked the colors myself. They're all hand dyeds from my stash because I didn't have any of the colors they called for. And I think they actually worked out really well. I am intending on backing that with this fabric from my stash. So it's Santa and some Christmas trees. And I mean, I think they kind of go together. So that is my plan for that. And that is my first finish. It's my only cross stitch finish. I don't know where I was on that the last time I showed you. I did an update, but that's where I'm at now. And I do have some knitting finishes in crochet, but that's my only cross stitch finish. I had this in my basket of things to update you on. I keep a basket and I just put things in there after I work on them. I honestly don't remember working on this, and I may have just put it in there because I haven't pulled out a bag to keep this in yet. So possibly I was just trying to keep it out of the dirt. But this is my pandemic from Long Dog Samplers. It never really shows the colors as nicely as they are. I am using a Silks for You leftover hank from my friend Martha that she kindly passed along to me, and I think it's beautiful. I am stitching this 1/1 on 22 count. And yeah, I put this heart hanger in the washing machine in the hopes of getting some of the stiffness out, and it did get some of the stiffness out, but it definitely frayed the sides, but that's fine because I had pretty decent margins. So don't know what I did on that, but it was in the basket, so there you guys go. The only other thing I have two other things I worked on cross stitch wise, and that is a little bit on the Astronomer from Heaven and Earth Designs. I didn't do much, but I am loving this. I am doing diagonal square by square, and yeah, really enjoying working on this one. The final cross stitch I worked on, and I barely worked on this. I wanted to do a lot more, but I just didn't get the time, is Halloween Rules from Lizzie Kate. That is what it will look like. I am over here, and I had hoped to do all of like the ones that would fit there. So I did work the border down, and then I did this. I think even just that black. So not much progress, but something is better than nothing. I haven't decided yet whether to take this off of my stand or to leave it on and try to do a little bit more work. I've contemplated putting on instead Christmas Rules or Christmas by the Letter, both by Lizzie Kate. So I might do that. But one thing I want to do for December is take my Christmas whips and put them on like little slips of paper, and every day randomly pick one and work on that for probably an hour or 100 stitches or something like that, and try to work on every Christmas whip. So I think that I might have more than 25 Christmas whips. I'm pretty sure from Christmas in July. I know that I do. So I might put one of the Lizzie Kates on the on the stand and just work on it this month up till Christmas, or I might start doing that randomization thing like the day after Thanksgiving. I'm not fully decided. I need to go through my list and write it all down, and then we will go from there. But last time when I did Stitch Mania, I used the spinning wheel deciding thing, and I think for me, I would prefer to just randomly pick the paper. So that is what I'm going to do. I may or may not pre-assign them and put them into my advent calendar that my husband bought me, shaped like a Christmas tree. I may do that. I haven't decided. Or I may just randomly just pick one every day. So we will see. So that concludes the cross stitching. I will now do the yarn updates. It includes crochet and knitting, so it's just whatever order I pull them out in. Let's start with this one on top. I am making a pair of socks for my mom. These are called the Sweetheart Socks from the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton. So if I showed you guys this at all, I only had 5 rows of the cuff done. And I may not have even shown you guys it at all yet. This is the yarn my mom chose. Jeez Louise. Come on. The door's a little bit closed. But I can see Gracie staring at me. So 3 days ago, all I had done was 5 rows of the cuff. Since then, I've done an extra 15 rows of the cuff and 7 pattern repeats, so 28 more rows. I'm halfway done with the leg, and I'm loving this. The pattern is a little bit obscured by this particular yarn choice because the color changes do come. I mean, look at, hang on. Look at how fast the color changes happen on this yarn. I mean, they're just not there for very long. And so the pattern does get a little bit lost. I do want to do this pattern again in a more tonal yarn. I'm thinking, excuse my pajama pants. I'm thinking possibly this one. It could look really nice in. But something more tonal like this. And then do it for me. But I'll toss that back over there. But it is really pretty nonetheless. My mom really likes it. I've sent her a couple pictures. She'll see in person. But yeah, it's a 4-row repeat and was so easy to memorize. I had to learn a few new stitches, which is always exciting for a, I guess at this point I would say I'm an adventurous beginner or an advanced beginner. I don't know, one of the two. But it's always exciting for me to learn new stitches. I love it in cross stitching when I learn specialty stitches, and I love it in crochet and now knitting. So I am very happy with this, and I'm hoping to possibly have it done when she's here. I'm gonna give her the choice between working on these socks and trying to get them done, or working on her Afghan, which I don't think I can get done in any stretch of the imagination, but she always asks about the Afghan, so she might want me to work on that instead. Or possibly working on another ornament for her. I am doing the Mill Hill Nativity trilogies. So there's various trilogies, and I've been working on the angels for her. So if she wants me to try to do that, I could possibly try to get one of those done. Or she might want me to work on Serengeti. So I'll let her decide and just work on whatever she picks. I don't know if I've worked on this since I talked to you guys. This is the Slip Stravaganza from Stephen West. I am still on the first part. It is now complete. The knit along or the mystery. So I know what it's going to look like in the end, and I do actually really like it. So I'm going to be a lot more diligent in trying to work to get caught up. But here is my first part, making honeycombs. I feel like I have showed you guys this. But so here it is. And I am excited to keep on working on this. When I first saw the honeycombs, I was almost tempted to just not do it at all, to do the knit along, because I thought they were kind of weird looking and like not my kind of thing. I'm not really an out there type of person, you know, not very adventurous. Anyways, but having seen the finished products, I think they're really pretty. So I am going to continue this. Sorry, just zipping this all up. Okay. Next, we'll talk about this as a new start. So, I mentioned I was making a scarf for my husband for his birthday, which is next week, the 19th. Is that next week? I think it's next Friday or Thursday, one of those days. It's his birthday, and I was making a scarf, and then I made a mistake and tried to rip back to where the mistake was, and it didn't work. And so I decided I'm just gonna let that pattern rest again for a little while in timeout, and I will attempt it again in the new year. So I gave him the options of a simpler, quicker scarf, or a hat, or I could drop my focus on everything else and attempt to knit a pair of socks. This was a few weeks ago. I gave him this options. 2-3 weeks ago. Anyways, he chose a hat. And so I'm not done with it yet, but I'm pretty close. All I have to do is the brim. This is crocheted, and it is 1.5 inch brim, so it is going to add some more length, but I am really happy with this and how it turned out. I've never knit a hat. I think you have to use DPNs for that, and I don't like DPNs. So I crocheted it, and it was super quick to do this. So I'm really happy with this. For Christmas, he is getting a pair of socks if I can get my act together. So after I finish this, which I'm hoping to do this week, possibly this weekend, his birthday present will be done. So, yay! heard about a knitting crochet along that's charity based. And so there's this charity that does knit and crochet wear for refugees from Syria, I believe. And they're teaming with Nitty Natty to do a make along, and I decided I want to be a part of that. And so they're requesting specifically items for children. Sorry. And so I went through my stash, found a pattern and yarn that would work, and I had this yarn in my stash. It is Karen Kindness. And I made this children's hat, which was super quick and fun to do. And so I'm hoping to get 2 more at least out of this. We have, oh no, the deadline's coming up, isn't it? I need to look up the deadline for this. I need to look that up again because I need to then finish a couple more and get them posted by the deadline, because the people who started this charity, the girl's actually still in high school, and she started it, I think, during COVID, and I think that's super awesome and ambitious for a teenager, right? And so they're going to Syria, I think, at the end of this month, or is it in December? But I think the deadline's this month, and they're taking the knitwear with them, and they have a goal they want to reach, I think 500 pieces or something like that. Anyways, so I need to finish this quick and get it posted, and yeah, my mom might do a couple, so I will look up that deadline and look at that. But yeah, so I think I did this in 1 or 2 nights. So hopefully I can get a few more out and get them posted. But yes, so this is my hat that I made, and I'm so proud of it, and I think it's so cute. And the charity is still going to continue collecting even after that deadline. So I hope to still make some things and get things sent even after this. I have some other charity type projects I need to continue working on and get out to charities. So, oops, I'll put that over here. I'm using so it's a 5.5 millimeter hook. So, I mean, it's pretty big. Yeah. I finished 2 more little hexagons. And you can see the sparkling nice in that. They're sparkly in this one too. You can barely see it, but you can really see it in this one. So I need to do some more hexagons. But, I mean, progress. So I mentioned the things for my Secret Santa recipient. So in this bag I keep leftovers from dishcloths I've already done. I think these 3 are big enough to make another dishcloth, but then I have some bigger scraps and some tiny scraps. So I pulled 4 different scraps and I made 4 different face scrubs. And I did all of these in one night. So, I mean, they're pretty quick to do, depending on what you're watching. I was watching a baking competition show, and I cannot craft to baking competitions. I love them so much. But anyways, so this is what I did with those. This is the dishcloth I knit. It's a freebie pattern, grandma's favorite dishcloth or something like that. So there is that. And I did start another dishcloth. I thought about sending 2, but knitting these dishcloths takes a little bit of time, and this is where I'm at. And I just need to get this in the mail, so. The final knitting thing I have to share is I have made some progress on my dad's socks. I'm knitting these 2 at a time. I'm hoping to make some more progress. Maybe I can finish them as well. It all depends on when my mom goes back to Singapore. But, I mean, it's pretty boring because it's plain vanilla. This is where I was at last time I showed you guys, and so this is how much I've done. I'm at almost 40 rows on the leg. I'm going to go to 50, probably, maybe 60. I'm probably going to try them on myself before deciding, but we're a family of wide feet and sizable calves, actually. And so I don't want it to go too far up the leg, because I know even with my own socks that I knit myself, I need to not do 60, probably only do 50 or 55 rounds, because it gets to be not able to go all the way up my calf. So, yeah, these are what they look like. My mom was going to have socks out of this before she changed to the other one. So now they will not be matchy-matchy. But anyways, oh, I'm going to move that stitch marker really quick while I'm thinking about it. So I know where I was at next time I give you guys an update. I will try to do one update while my mom is here. I don't know if she's going to want to be on it. I know she has been crafting. I have my hexagon blanket back here behind me. She made one for my sister's friend that is a Halloween one. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I will try to do an update with my mom so she can show the hexagon. The Halloween hexagon, which I kind of love a little bit more than the Christmas one. I love my Christmas one, don't get me wrong, but the Halloween one is awesome. So yeah. So I'll do an update with her if she's feeling up to it. I don't know how she's doing. Putting these all in here so that I can get ready to show you guys some acquisitions and some November plans. A couple weeks ago, I posted a picture of this totally awesome shirt that someone posted on one of my yarn groups, and I posted and I said, I wish this was a mug. And a random friend on Facebook sent me this totally as a surprise, and it's that shirt as a mug. Look at it. It came in yesterday, I think. And it says, it's on both sides. Oh, the virus outside is frightful, but this yarn is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, another row, another row, another row. And I am so excited. I love it so much. So much. I don't even think my friend watches my floss tube. But, yeah, I couldn't believe that. Like, so completely surprising. Then I get this yarn subscription box called Yarnable. It's like the only subscription I still am a part of, but her yarns are so beautiful. And they include such nice, cute little extras. So this month's had this little extra, and it's this little notebook with this pen. And it says, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy yarn. And I think that's so cool. And it also came with this sticker, I knit so I don't kill people. I thought about putting that on to my mug. But I don't know if I'm really the person who puts stickers on their mugs. Nothing against those who do it. I think your guys' look awesome, but I don't have a lot of stickers, and I also stick these into the dishwasher when they tell you not to. So I don't know where I'm going to stick this yet, but it is going to be nice. Possibly even just on the back of the little notebook. Then I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I ordered a yarn Progress Keeper advent calendar, which shipped out yesterday. I ordered this a little bit ago, and I got a card in the mail from the person, and they had sent like a little card and then a needle minder to keep you occupied in the meantime till your advent calendar comes. And oh, this little elf is so cute. I cannot wait to put him on a Christmas project. Love him. And then that same maker had this. It's a Time Turner Progress Keeper that actually spins. It's so cool. I don't know if I'll be putting this on a project or just having it as a little decoration. I do have a wrap that I haven't worked on in a little while called the Mesa Wrap, and I'm using a yarn fade called the Luna Fade, and it's based off the character Luna Lovegood, and so I call it my Luna Wrap. But so I might put this on that. But there's even sand in there. I mean, it goes really fast. So, but isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh. This is even better than it appeared on the Etsy listing. But yes, I love this. And I had a 30% coupon, so I used it. But now I want to get to some planning really quick. This is not going to be a long section. To be honest, for the rest of the month, I don't really have any cross stitch plans. Like, I'll work on what calls to me, probably. Might try to do some challenges, but with my mom being here, I don't know how long she's going to be here for and what we'll be doing. I mean, we're going to be homebound because my mom is not going out at all, because if she gets coronavirus, they're not going to let her back into the country. So she's not going out in public at all her whole trip here, and she's been here, she got here in July, August, September, October, so 4 months now, almost 5, and she's not been in public, except for she did have to go to the hospital. But so yeah, so there'll be home stuff, so that means a lot of crafting, but it will be more like, I want to work on things that she likes and is going to be the recipient of while she's here. So I'll probably more focus on that. But Christmas has been calling to me hard. And so I may have to work on some Christmas things. We'll see. So I'm going to try to work on the socks for my mom and my dad. But I also have a sister there in Singapore. And this is the yarn I will be using for socks for her. So I might try to possibly eke out one more pair of socks. And I don't know if it's possible. I really honestly don't. Just because, I mean, my mom could be here for a week. She could be here longer. It's all dependent on the Singapore government at this point. But anyways, okay, so this is called a sock blank. And it's trying to get the paper off without ripping it. There we go. So it is kind of like knit up on the machine and then dyed like this. Some dyers will do artwork on it. But yeah, so this is, how many yards is this? This is 438 yards, which is the equivalent to a regular skein of yarn, of hand-dyed yarn, any of these. But it was cranked onto a machine and then dyed like this. And this is a double knit one, so that means that you can basically create two identical socks. So you unravel it as you go and knit with it. Some people do wind it into balls at the beginning, but some people also just have it so that this is like easily containable, and they have it pulling out as they're knitting. I think you have to do it on this side. I think that that's the reason why there's these light bulb markers in it, is to hold the live stitches. But yeah, so I'm thinking that I let her pick out the pattern she wanted, and she basically just picked plain socks. Vanilla with a slight twist socks. She gave me like 7 options. I shared with her the patterns that I have so she could pick what she wanted, and I thought she would go with something with some more design elements, but no, she picked plain socks, like 2 different variations of vanilla. 2 of them are color work, so I can't do those for her, but if I ever learn color work, I will keep those in mind that she picked those. Hang on. I think that she took screenshots of them. I mean, this one was the most complicated one that she chose, and even then, it's not complicated at all. She chose like a basic rib one, which is, again, this is the most complicated one she chose, and just has 1 cable up the side. She chose, this is called the Cherry Vanilla. This is a free pattern, but I think it's 3 rows plain stockinette, then 1 round where you knit through the back loop. And it's that simple. And then this one called Vanilla Rum Custard, which I read the directions. It only looks more complicated in the picture because of the yarn. It's another really basic pattern, and it's also a freebie if anyone wants to go check it out on Ravelry. But yeah, so basically I can do this mindlessly and on the go or whatever, And so I do have one more sock needles available for 2 at a time. So I might cast this on, and because my mom's is a 4 pattern repeat, I like to be able to do all 4 rows. So I can't do those at like, I just have a moment here or something like that. Those have to be done the 4 rows together. Says me. I'm the only one who's I mean, I'm sure if I looked at the pattern I could figure it out, but I prefer to do all 4 rows together. And my dad's 2 at a time is 2 little balls, which makes them a little bit harder to contain properly. They've already gotten twisted up and stuff, so I think this one will be easier for just quickly on the go, have a couple seconds, do a couple stitches. So that is my plan with that, and maybe I'll be able to knock those out. I mean, luckily all 3 socks are relatively simple, so I'm really kind of hoping for a miracle and that I'll be able to do that. But again, that will be a miracle. So we will see what happens. The next thing I wanted to share in my plans for this month is I've talked about this Advent yarn for socks, and here are my 2 Advent yarns. So before Thanksgiving, I need to cast on the cuffs for both of the socks so that they will be ready. I am starting this early because to get the number of repeats, I'm going to need to be able to do more than 25 days or even 24 days. I think this is a 24 color repeat. What it doesn't say. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to start like Thanksgiving, and then my last day will probably be 12th night. So that's the plan with these. Do the heels cuffs, do the heels, no sorry, cuffs with this. I'm going to have to do a shortened cuff because this is a 20-gram mini, and so in order to have enough for cuffs, heels, toes, I'm probably only going to be able to squeeze out 10 to 15 round cuff. So I do need to do that before the end of this month or before Thanksgiving. Sorry for the loud noise. I have mentioned before that I follow the Bakery Bears. They're a knitting podcast couple, a husband and wife, and they both knit. And I'm actually a Patreon supporter of them. They're the only people I support on Patreon. So for Christmas, they do an Advent calendar, but their Advent is a little bit different. So they upload a video every day to their Patreon supporters at a certain level, and I'm at that level to receive the videos. But every other day is a part of a pattern release, and the other day is the husband goes to churches or castles or stuff like that. They live in England, and shares stuff. So they told us we needed 10 mini skeins coordinating, and so I ordered these. These are 6 packs, so I'm probably going to leave out the darkest color in each one. I'll try to remember to pop in a picture that she shared of the colors she chose. So, I think hers was like a peachy colored gradient and a light green color gradient. I really loved those, and I looked to order them, and unfortunately the shipping to America from England was like 20 bucks, and I was not gonna pay 20 bucks for shipping. So I found these in California, and oh my gosh, let me tell you, I found these. I ordered them sometime at like 12:30, 1 a.m. They shipped out the next morning, and I think I had them by the end of the day. Was it the end of the day, or was it by the next day? I don't know. It was the fastest shipping I've ever received. Like, faster than some of my Amazon orders. I was so impressed. And these colors are beautiful. It's called Happy Turtle Yarn. So this is the plum gradient. And this is on the Luxe sock. So 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. I'm thinking that the advent calendar is going to be a cowl. I've never done cowl before, but based on the needle size that she said we needed and the size of the cable, I'm guessing it's going to be a cowl. And I still need to order that needle. I need to make a bag for this project, and I need to wind these into balls. I'm probably going to do balls instead of cakes. Probably. So that's another thing I need to do. This one is called Purple to Blue Gradient. And I think they're dyed beautifully. They're definitely gradiate beautifully. If you wanted like a gradient scarf or a gradient pair of socks even, this could work beautifully for that. So that's another thing I need to do this month. I received my yarn advents. My mom, for my birthday, ordered me a Jane Austen 12 Days of Christmas advent, and I put it in this box. I will confess, I looked at them with my mom, because sometimes with yarn advents, you need to rearrange the colors, and so I video messaged with my mom, and it was really fun to open up each one of them with her, because she did buy this for my birthday, and we love Jane Austen. And in the end, we did move some things around, and then we decided we liked the original way that the designer had it. And so we went back to that, and then I packaged them all up. I've already forgotten what all the colors look like because my memory doesn't hold images or things like that. I can read a book, and in a week I've completely forgotten it. So that makes things like rewatching things or rereading things really good for me, because I can forget the whole plot. I mean, I have forgotten whole plots of Harry Potter and the Hunger Games before and been shocked and heartbroken during certain events. My mind doesn't retain those memories. So, I mean, that's not to say I forget a lot of things. Like, I do have a memory, but those things don't stick in there. Numbers stick for some reason, but the pictures of stuff just don't. So this is going to be a surprise, despite having already looked at it. And I have printed out my pattern. It's called the 12 Days of Knitting. And each day is like a completely different pattern, and I'm really excited about that. I am thinking I'm going to open these the 12 Days of Christmas, so starting on December 25th. Although I don't know if they consider December 26th to be the first day of Christmas. But either way, I'll probably start December 25th or 26th. I don't know. And do those subsequent days. because I do have another yarn advent, and I have stored this in my FabFitFun winter box, and this is a 24-day advent. It is based on the Tudor era, and I did not print out this pattern because this designer goes line by line for the entire pattern, so it's like 26 pages or something like that. So I'm just going to track it on my iPad. But I have them all in here. And I have the needles I need in here. And I do need to order, so the pattern I'm doing is called Dust of Snow. And I will stick a picture of what that looks like. That's not the yarn I'll be using, because I'll be using the Advent yarn. But I need to order mohair. I've already picked out the mohair I'm going to use. I have a coupon, so I just need to order it, which I'm hoping to do next week, maybe. Just have to plan things budget-wise, so I'm hoping to do that next week. And so I need to make bags for those projects, Christmas bags. I've already picked out some material, so I'm not gonna make a bag big enough to fit all of that yarn in, because that would be insanely large. I'm just gonna make it big. I will keep the yarn in the box, and then as I get to a skein, I will wind it up and add it in to the project bag. So that is my plan for that, and that concludes everything I had to share with you guys. Sorry it's so long, almost an hour. I meant to update sooner, but life has been so crazy. And then I also wanted to finish that ornament so I could be able to show you guys. But I am hoping to do an update while my mom is here. If not, my next one will be probably right before Thanksgiving, so that I can start my Vlogmas. And I am planning on starting Vlogmas the day after Thanksgiving, when I start the sock advent. And because December starts pretty quickly after that. So I'm really looking forward to it. My mom and I might do some decorating while she's here, some Christmas decorating, which normally I am vehemently against decorating before Thanksgiving, but having someone to decorate with would be really nice, because my husband is not so into it. And so yeah, so my mom and I might do some decorating. So those are things that I had planned to add into Vlogmas, but not all of them will probably make it, but that's fine, because it'll still be a fun thing to do. I will show the crafting I get done, and sorry, I just got the 10% notice warning. I don't know if any of that popped up. Anyways, so I will edit this video in the next couple of days, because I need to go to bed now, and get it uploaded. But I just wanted to record it now so that it was done, so that I can finish. My mom will be staying in the craft room, so I needed to get it to a point where I can move everything out of the way, and that meant doing this update. So that's why I got it done now. So thank you guys for anyone who sat through all of this. I really appreciate it, and have a happy Thanksgiving month if you're American, and if you're not, I'm still thankful for you. So happy stitching, knitting, crocheting, quilting, whatever it may be that you do. Bye. I finished it, and I think it turned out perfectly. So not much border around, and I found this fabric in my scraps. And I think it turned out perfect with that. So I'm really happy with how this looks.